Let's look at setting up this XTU J9 Plus battery powered doorbell. This doorbell is 2.4 gigahertz for network, not 5, so we can only connect to that. Currently it's still charging, as you can see. Over here we've got a solid red light over there, so that means it's charging, and once it turns blue, then that means it's fully charged. So we'll set this up. We've got the chime. We've also got this cool little pin that they send with the bracket that mounts to the wall, where you release it by placing the pin in here, and it pushes a little clip in over here, and that clip pops in, and then the camera can come out of this mounting bracket that's on the wall, and then you can charge the camera again. We've got the chime over here. This takes 3 AAA batteries. I'll put those in, and then you've got your 3 buttons over here, which is your settings, your volume, and your chime. And this chime has got 4 different sounds, so you can cycle through the 4 different types of music ringtones that you want, which is this button here. Then you've got 4 different volume settings ranging from 110 decibels down to 80, and then this is your settings button for pairing with the camera. So I'll show you how to do that once the camera's on. So what we need to do is download the app. I've already got the app from previous doorbell reviews that I've done. Basically the app is in the manual, so you just scan that and you download an app called MoreCam. So this is the app. Once you've installed it and set up an account with them, you can then go ahead and start setting up the camera. So what we need to do is you need to press on the camera button here to switch it on. So we'll hold that down. We heard a click. You can see the LED now activated. So what we can do is then go add a device, smart doorbell. So these are the smart doorbells, and this is the one over here which we want to look at adding. So this is the smart doorbell 2.0. So we will select this one, and it says follow the instructions. So we click next, and it does talk you through setting this up. So it says press the button, which we've done. Then it asks to reset the device pin on the side. So over here on the side we've got a reset button actually, so that's over there. And then we've got an SD card over here, which I've put in. So you need to also get an SD card, that's not included with this. And then we need to choose the network. So what we want to do is choose a 2.4 gigahertz, not 5. So I'll do that and then we'll carry on. So now I have connected to the Wi-Fi. Now it's asking, and it talks you through. So basically the phone will now show a QR code, and you've got to point the camera to the phone, and then it will synchronize there. So what we'll do is we'll click next over here. It creates the code, then we get the camera, and we do that. So it says, did you hear a noise? So it will be heard successfully when scanned. So we click next, and then what we need to do is just allow the camera to initialize, connect, and get everything sorted, and there we go. That's it, done. So really quick. So there's our device over there. We can click go next, and we are choosing this as the area. You can rename it if you want, and you click done, and then it tells you how to set it up from an installation point of view and how high it should be set up. So this needs to be 1.2 meters or 120 centimeters or 4 feet from the ground up to the base of the camera here. So that's how high you want to install it. So that's there. So as you can see here, that's the camera. It's picked me up, and you can see. And what the difference is with this J9 Plus compared to the J9 is this has got a fisheye lens. So you can see there, you have a much bigger field of view of what's going on. At the bottom of the app, you've got some menus which you can go through. So you get messages exploring some of their products and also their online cloud storage. So you can do that. And then me is just about your account. So this little cog over here is the settings. So we'll click on that, and then it shows you the Wi-Fi is 94%. The electricity quality is good. So that's there. We've got receive alerts on, motion detection, image settings, device share. And then what I'll do is I'll walk through some of these. What's nice here is that it's compatible with smart home. So if you have any of these two here, you can use those, and you can cast them onto screens as well. So motion detection, we'll go into that, and then we can switch on motion detection. And here is your sensitivity. You can drag that up and down. You've got humanoid detection, so pick up people, power saving, performance mode, custom mode, recording time. So this you can change to, I'll put 30 seconds, so it records more of the event that's taking place. You've got an alert plan and also a humanoid alarm area. So this is cool. Basically it will open up the area that you want to tag. So you put a zone in, so you call it area 1, and where that is, so if anything moves within that zone, it will trigger, and you can move it around, you can resize it, you can do whatever, and then you can delete one and you can save it. So we've saved it, we can go back. Image settings, or for when it takes snapshots, and also with what the quality is. So we want 60 60 hertz here. Night vision mode, we want automatic, so it will switch. If there's enough light, it will show color, and if it goes into darkness, it will go black and white. So we'll just leave that on auto. Then you can share the device. If someone's got an account with this More Cam app, you can also do it. Installation guide, we've gone through. Location management's fine. Time settings, so that would be your 12-hour or 24 clock. Sound, how loud do you want the microphone and the speakers? So that's there. Video encryption, if you want to encrypt your videos for more security. Chime settings, so this is now the chime which I spoke about. So what we're going to do now is pair. So we'll press pair, and then it says it's paired successfully, but basically you have to hold this button down. So that's the volume. So that's that. So there's the pairing, and basically you've got to press the button while it's pairing. So you push this button, and then it should pair with this. And then here we can see how it pops up saying there's a visitor at the door. You can answer, not answer, or message. So I'll just say no, and we can go back. Voice message. Nice. So this is cool. So you can record a voice message. So if you're not there, you can leave a voice message saying leave the package on the floor, or whatever you might want to do there. Your AI intelligent analysis. This is now basically picking up people, pets, but you're going to have to pay for this service. So that's quite nice. So you can see identify vehicles. Now they're also testing animals and birds. Then you've got your battery management. So this talks about the power, how it's being used, how to charge it. So that's all there, and it will tell you what's triggering the camera and using up the batteries. So is the battery being used up by people pressing the button, or by lots of motion, or whatever that is, and then you can tailor your camera to your needs, so you can save battery power there. Then you've got your recording management. So this will then show the capacity of the card that's in there. So you want to erase whatever's on there, and then you've got the full capacity of an SD card. We've got cloud storage, which we spoke about, contact us, and also new version. So if there's any firmware updates for this doorbell, then it will tell you. From the app you can view a live screen. There I am, and we can toggle the screen. So if you want the fisheye lens or a big square one, that's cool. I like that. You can go full screen, so that's full screen there, and you press the button at the bottom, you can tap there, and all of those become available, which are available over here. So it shows the network signal. We've got auto, so you can change it to standard definition, auto, or high definition. So we can put that on. We've got live, which we're on now. You can take a screenshot, you can talk, you can have original sound, you can set off a siren if you want, you can record what's going on, and then motion detection. History, you can go back and see what has been happening. You can download the video as well. So that's very cool, and that's playing a recording. Then we can go to cloud, and if you do have a cloud storage solution, then that's available there. What I want to show you here is with regards to this history, you can zoom in and out by pinching, and you can see the time as how you pinch and zoom in, so you can go right into the events and see what's going on. So that's cool, and that's it really. You can switch the sound off, switch the sound on. So this is all ready for testing outside. So what I'll do is I'll get it all set up, and then we can get some testing done, and we can see what the camera quality is like. So this is where I'll be mounting the camera. As you can see, I just need to secure this mounting bracket, and then the camera will click into place here. This is about 1.2 meters off the ground, so I will fix that in place, and then we'll click the camera in. This is now secure, and to put the camera in, you just slide it into the mounting bracket like so, and then you just click it in. You heard a small click underneath, so that's where the pin will go to release it, which I spoke about in the unboxing video and the setting up and everything. So that's it all set up, and we can test it. So that's working, and we'll just see what the visuals look like. That's an arm length away, and
me. That's there. 4 meters away. This is 4 meters away. This is 2 meters away. Probably get the wind as well. That's an arm length away. That's there. And then tight top to toe, left and right, to see how far it can see with this fisheye lens. So this is the fisheye lens, and then popping over to the square, that one. So you can see how it increases the edges, how far it can see with the fisheye. So that's pretty much.
Now, what I've seen online is some people can add an extra security feature here. What you can do, and maybe it's something that XTU can build into this, is put a small screw in there, which is very short, that only is the length and the width of this piece of plastic, maybe a bit longer. So then that would be an extra security feature where you first have to unscrew that, then you need the pin to pop it out. So that there, the screws that I've seen that can fit, you find them on hard drives for computers. They're really small and really flat, so that would be perfect to fit in there. So that's just a little tip there and an added feature if you want to have some extra security.